Hello everyone and welcome to Foundation. This is an early access medieval city builder. They have been in early access, I think at least a year, maybe a little bit more. I recently just started getting into the game, probably have about 40 hours in it and thought I'd do a Let's Play. So they're still releasing content for this game, so it's obviously early access, it's not finished yet. But there's still quite a bit of content that makes the game feel it's definitely not complete, but it's getting there. So we're starting off today with the hills map. No, actually this is the valley map. And as you can see, we've got a few different starting areas that we can choose from. The first thing, if you've never played Foundation, that you're going to want to look for is a food source, as well as stone. Stone's very important. So you can kind of see this side over here. We've got some berries there hiding behind those trees. We also have, let's see, there's some stone right there that we could take from. We've got some stone on this area, as well as over here, and we've got berries on this side as well. And it looks like there's a little bit of iron in the next area over, so I think we might start with this one. They're all free just to start, and you have to pick one to start your city. So I think we're going to do this one just because it's a little bit more flat, just a little bit easier to build on. There are some more resources on it. The trees will be very helpful. So we are going to buy this one. And we are going to start off. We've got to build a village center. That's really the only thing that you can build to start off with. So we're going to put that in, let's see, probably, I'm going to say probably the best part to build right now. So they added this thing recently where industrial areas, so places, like stonecutter areas and lumber camps, things like that, people don't really want to build their houses right next to that. And for my village center, I'm going to want some houses around there just because I think it's going to look nice, as well as a marketplace and that sort of thing. So I think we're going to stay away from, maybe this side of town. My immediate instinct was to just kind of put the village center on this side, and then maybe we would be able to expand, the houses, the housing areas maybe this way. It's going to be in the middle of a forest right now, but we will take that out shortly. So just somewhere in here, and as you can see, we have unlocked quite a few buildings now. We can start extracting materials. There are places to store food, ways to gather food, that sort of thing. We also have a new quest. No, we don't. We have no quest. We'll get rid of that. So the first thing we're going to want to do is put in a lumber camp so we can start cutting down some of these trees. Just kind of keeping with that theme of the industrial buildings, being away from the center of town. We're going to put a lumber camp in over here. And the nice thing about this game is that you can really rotate. You can really place everything, very freely. There's not really a whole lot of restrictions as to where you can put things. Including elevation, so you can kind of see this really does move with the terrain, which just it adds a really nice visual element to that. So we're going to go ahead and put that down in here, just kind of right there, and we're going to start the game. So we have completed, we did complete a quest. Perfect, I guess just because we hadn't had the game running yet. So we've got the lumber camp going. What we are going to need to do, and the one thing that I think maybe not, oh yeah, no, there it is, assign a new builder. I was going to say it wasn't intuitive, but I just had to wait a minute for them to tell me what to do. So this is how you assign people. We're going to start by assigning 2 new builders, just so that they can start getting things going with the lumber camp. We've got some starting resources up here. As you can see, we've got 40 wood, 15 tools, which is something that we currently cannot produce, but we do need for some of these buildings. Alright, so we have, it looks like we have Emily assigned to the construction here, and she is working away. So it is important early game to kind of manage your resources. So right now, I think we started off with 20 tools. Right now we have 15, just because she's using those tools to build the lumber camp. Tools are not something that we can currently produce, so we are going to have to trade for those here pretty soon. We have, let's see, the lumber camp is done, so we did that, perfect. Now we have to assign a woodcutter. So later on, it's going to be pretty important to, you know, kind of efficiency to pick people based on where they live versus where they work. So right now you can see everybody is the same because there's not really any houses yet. So it doesn't really matter, so we can just do that. And now we have a woodcutter who is going to start chopping wood for us. So the only way that they're going to start doing that is if we paint an extraction zone. So this just, you know, says, hey, this is where you can cut wood or take stone, things like that. So the nice thing with this, you can hit control. You can see the controls down here. Increase, decrease the extraction zone. So we're just going to leave it kind of like that. And we're going to start taking trees out of this middle area. We might leave some for now. We're going to really start opening up a place for maybe a marketplace. So we're just completing quests left and right here. So one of my favorite things about this game is that you can see a little pathway starting to form. So the NPCs really kind of decide, you know, what is the shortest way through where they're trying to get to, and that's where the paths start to form. So as more and more people try to get over to this lumber camp, or as rather our singular woodcutter tries to get back to the village center, they're going to produce these little paths, and you can see one starting to form there too. If we back up just a little bit. And that's just based on where, you know, the shortest path to it from. So it really does start to feel like an organic city builder, which is something that it seems like the developers are really focused on. It's just making it feel natural, you know, straight lines, in terms of, you know, like the standard grid that a lot of city builders have. And I think that's what kind of makes this game really extra charming. So our next quest is to produce berries. We can see we've got some berry bushes here. So all we need to do for that is we gotta take a gathering hut, and we are going to, let's see, just gonna stick it right out front. And then our builder should take care of that pretty quickly. Yep, all we need is some wood for that. I think the curing animation is really funny. But you can see the pathway. I picked this location because it really does fit with the terrain. I think it's this game really does have nice views. And so we've got, I think, is this Emily again? Yes. She is building away at this gatherer's hut. They've added some you know, visual elements to the building process, which I think are really nice. You can really see in detail, you know, the progression of the builds, which is really nice. It's very visually appealing. So she's going to go take a quick little break. So the greenery is where we store food. I'm not sure if they have that in the quest, you know, the little quest progression or not. But we're just going to go ahead and build one just because I know it's coming. So this one, I don't think we have any arrows on it as, you know, where they go in and out of the building. I kind of want to put it here, but I don't want to be too close to the stonecutters. I think I'm going to do it anyway. It just kind of makes sense being right outside the gatherer's hut where they store the food. So we're just going to put that there. And we need stone for that and wood. We don't actually have any stone, so I guess that will be the next thing that we want to produce here. So we're just going to stick the stonecutter camp right outside, and you can see these little arrows here pointing, you know, where you know, the people are going to be interacting with that building. So the arrows are pointing, you know, vertically, and so the people are going to be walking through the stonecutter's camp. So we're going to stick it there, and just so to kind of have the pathway, you know, right through this way. So we're going to do this. One thing that I do like about, you know, the building process is that you can prioritize, which is nice. So if I really want to get this going, we can have our builders complete this first, so they'll focus on this. So we've got the gathering hut complete. Again, doesn't really matter who we pick because nobody has houses yet. It's something that we unlock later. So we're gonna put just, I don't know how to say that name, I'm not gonna try. But she is going to be getting berries for us. She's not very happy right now, but hopefully the berries will cheer her up. And you can see, you know, visually it's changed, the character model's changed a little bit. She's got a berry basket, or, well, those are apples, I think. We don't actually have apples in the game, so I'm not sure where she's getting those from. But she does visually change. Okay, so this is an example of something I think that is maybe not super intuitive. She can't find any berries nearby, and that is because we have not assigned an extraction zone here. So we have to say these are the berries that you can take from, which I think, I mean, it makes sense, but I think it is also, you know, I think that the foragers should just go find the berries. But you can see now she's starting to produce those. She's starting to, I guess, grab from the bushes, stick them in her apple basket. I think that's what's going on here. So then we've got Emily again. I'm not sure where this other builder is. Oh, perfect. Quest complete. We've produced some berries. So the stonecutter camp is almost done. She's going to go get some tools there. And you can see as our pathways are starting to form. And hopefully these woodcutters go through and take some of these trees out. Fantastic. So we have quite a few quests now. So granary, we're already starting doing that. We need to build a market. We need to build a well. So we're going to do that. We need to raise our villager status to serf, which is how we do that by completing these objectives. So the more progression that you get, the higher your villager status becomes, which is a good thing, but it also means that they're going to start to need more things. So the early game does feels a little slow at first, but it does kind of ramp up in pace in terms of what the villagers are going to start requiring to remain happy. So this is the other builder, and he just finished our stonecutter camp for us, so we're going to just go ahead and assign one person to start gathering stone so we can start completing some of our other buildings. So the only thing we have here, there we go. So the current zones that we have are extraction and forbidden land. So forbidden land would be if I don't want them walking through here and I want them to go around. I'm not going to do that because I do like that path. But so you see how she recognized that and she started to go around that. So it's helpful if they're certain paths in certain places if you don't want them to. So you could just say, no, I don't really want you going around this way, and they will not do that. So it's kind of nice. It gives you a little bit more control in shaping your city, which is nice. I don't use this too often just because I feel like the pathing system is something that generally works pretty well. There are some instances where it's just like, they could have found a better way to get there. But so we are starting to, let's see, what are you doing? She's going to fetch some resources. She's a builder. So she is going to grab, oh, perfect. So I guess they created the stone, or they gathered the stone. Now she's going to go put it into the granary. Yep, only one in that big box. But we have Jane, she's gathering stone. Just pounding away at that rock. And we've got this lady still gathering berries for us, so that's good. So we're going to build a well. Right now, I like to put the wells in the center of town, generally, but as you can see, we can't really see too much. I might go ahead and just assign another villager to cut down the wood, just because it's going a little bit slow. I mean, I guess I could speed up the game a little bit. That actually might help. Just to kind of get that so we can see, I do want to put a well in there, but I don't want to just blindly place it. I might just go ahead and build one out here. Let's see, we'll put it next to the granary so people can get some food and some water. So they're going to start to bring those resources. Let's see how many people I have. I've got 2 more unemployed. Right now I'm just going to put an extra stone cutter just so we can get started on some of these buildings that need some stone, because we can't complete them without it. So even when we don't have the resources available, they are going to start building as much as they can. So even though we don't have any stone, looks like Emily here is just, she's trying her best. She's trying her best to get that done for us. But then she's going to stop, as you see there, until we have more stone. So that's why I wanted to get a little bit more stone going there, because we can't really complete the quests unless we get those stone. So we're just going to wait for them. I mean, it looks like they're working pretty hard there. Not sure what they're doing with that path. I think that's where I put that forbidden land, and they now are preferring to walk down this way. Let's see what's that say. So we did complete the granary. So the way that we're gonna do this, you need to, each of these slats can store 100 food. Right now the only food that we have unlocked is berries, so we're gonna do that, and we're gonna assign a villager, I think our only unemployed person currently, to go and get the resources. So what the granaries do is this guy's going to come over, he's going to take the berries and store them in the granary. I guess he walks all the way around to do that, but now we have 11 in there, 11 berries. So we're going to build a market here soon, preferably over this way. What does that say? Oh, we got the well done too, perfect. So we're going to build a market over this way, and then the market tender, the person who's at the market stall, is going to come to the granary and take the berries from there. So it's really nice to have this building, especially if you have multiple of these huts. These berries bushes can actually support more than one. I've gotten up to 3 actually before, to where like it's still doesn't deplete too often. These resources do deplete, but they do regenerate. I'm not sure how quickly. But I don't tend to have a problem when I put 2 or 3 gatherers huts right next to the singular berry bush spawn. So it looks like we're still working on that stone. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put like a little market stall right in here. So these people, if they're on their free time gathering their needs, I think they can't really fulfill their food need until they have a market stall. One thing I think is kind of funny is that we get the berries, but we sell them back to the villagers, so that's actually how we make money, or one of the ways we make money. So we are going to start a construction on this market. We're going to put the market right here. Just going to place that there. And that's just going to cost us 10 wood. It doesn't cost us anything to maintain. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that we will get to, that we will need to get to. And you see it talks about Splendor down at the bottom, which is a whole other set of unlockables up here. It's a nice system, but we will get to that in due time. So we will start construction on that, so that we can start selling the berries back to the people, and to make a little bit of money. You see right now we have 211 out of 500 gold. That gold is actually capped at 500 currently until we start building more buildings. Specifically, we were talking about the unlockables. Let's see, the Lord's Manor, which we have to unlock with Splendor and with a certain amount of population. And that will actually increase the cap that we can have on our gold. So there are like different tiers of unlockables. Some that you just get by, progressing through different parts of the game, but then others that you actually have to kind of plan for, and do certain things to get those unlocked. So Emily is building. Oh, she's already done with the market. Perfect. So we're going to assign berries to this, and I don't think we have an available villager, so we are going to need to take somebody off of something. So we're going to take James away from the woodcutter. So the one thing I think that could be improved with this interface, so you see it took that guy a little bit of time to step away from that job, which I'm not really sure why. Oh, we've got some villagers joining. That's perfect. So you can see they're coming off from the edge of the map. They're already starting to create a path. So this will be the path that people, that are joining our city, they do take to get to us. So I'm actually, oh, there we are. So that's going to allow us to, we could probably put somebody back on there once they get back over here. So we're going to assign this market tender, James. And you can see we're starting to clear out a little bit of an area. This guy's not really doing a whole lot, but I guess we're done building, so he doesn't need to be. It is kind of nice, so you can see here, he's builder level 1, so we're going to keep him building, just because, he's going to get better at it as we progress. So we have, we've unlocked a few things here. The kingdom recognizes your efforts in establishing your settlement. I am but your humble servant. So basically that is just one of the first unlocks. So you see we have a whole bunch of stuff that we've unlocked. We've unlocked the warehouse from the labor estate panel, which is one of these. We're going to start needing housing. We've completed the quest, fill the needs. Oh, well, we just lost a whole bunch of that. But you can go back and read that and see, what's there to read, I guess. So this is probably going to do it for us for the first episode. If you guys have any feedback in terms of audio quality or visual quality or anything like that, this is my first video. So if you guys have any suggestions, I am using OBS for recording. I'm still looking for an editing software. But if you guys have any suggestions about OBS settings or anything like that, anything that I could do better to improve your viewing experience, that would be great. So in the next episode, we'll start with the next tier of unlockables, get some housing for our villagers, and just kind of go from there. Alright, thanks for watching.